We are live.
Hello. Hello. Are we as usual? I can't see you guys chatting yet. So if you guys can hear us, type the usual. Carter is handsome on chat so that I know you guys can hear us. Let's go.
Let's say I see people are still coming in. We have quite a lot of the chat is starting to, being active. Carter is
All right.
handsome. Okay,
Like,
I saw the first Carter is handsome, so we can start.
all right. Hello everyone. Again, welcome back to another episode of our Founders Talks. This is the eighth session we've done so far, which is a lot, but boy oh boy, do we have an exciting session planned for you guys today. There's so much to cover. It's going to be a very, very interesting one. But that's also the main reason why we decided to do this on a Saturday instead, so that hopefully more people could tune in. Now, it's been a fairly busy week for all of us, with plenty of stuff happening. But before we jump into any of that, back for more after his first appearance last session, we have Amit with us once again, and this time with his camera on so everybody can see just how handsome Amit is.
No one is as handsome Carter. Pleasure to be here, guys.
I'm glad that the pecking order has already been established. Like handsome Carter's
Of
on
course it
top,
has.
everybody else can take 2, 3, and
Of
4.
course it has.
But as the person responsible for a lot of the partnerships that you guys have seen over the past week, like Binance NFT, Gate.io, let's be honest, Amit's the real star of today's show. So there's a lot to get through, like I already mentioned, but we're going to be hitting a bunch of the interesting things that we've done over the past week, and then we're going to be dropping some really interesting information for you guys near the end, so you guys will have to stick around. But Amit, why don't you kick us off with the mystery box sale on Binance NFT selling out in what I'm told is 0.27 seconds. What do you think about the sale? Like, how did we do?
Well, first of all, I think it was Monday. It really sold out quick. I think all of us were overwhelmed with how fast it sold. I think, in a sense, it was bittersweet, since especially with Binance's NFT community, they have over 20 million users, and with our large community today, it got to a point that basically, because we weren't expecting this type of demand, a lot of our community weren't really able to purchase the eggs, which ideally for us, if we could have done it, so to speak, better, then we would have done it so all of our community will be able to participate. So it is kind of a spoiler. I know Umberto is the one that usually spoils things,
Fuck.
but we will have another mystery box sale specifically for our whitelisted users within our community. So they will be the only people able to buy those mystery boxes, because we do believe, and of course we saw the 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 discussion that occurred after our Binance NFT sale. We weren't expecting a 0.27 sellout of our eggs. We actually thought it might take a while and people just buying one and not buying all three. But because every time we do something for the community, we are overwhelmed by the support of the community and people surrounding it. So we need to fix our expectations a little bit, because every
Yeah.
time we're super overwhelmed by how strong the community is. So we will have another mystery box sale specifically for our community with another new partner that we won't be talking about today, but we will be talking about soon. And hopefully our community will be as happy as possible. I assume that not all people will be able to participate in the sale, but the sale itself will only be for community members. So this is what we're going for.
And at the end of the day, Amit, in any case, I just wanted to add, as you said, it was kind of a bittersweet, because to be honest, I was also there looking, and I was like, oh god, and I was like, fuck, what happened? Immediately I thought it was a bug. To be honest, immediately I thought it was okay, something is buggy, there is some glitch here. But as you said, indeed, it's quite of a bittersweet, because of course the bitter part is that very few people, almost nobody from the community were capable to buy it. But the sweet part, I will say that actually also, Amit, you might have seen it. after the success of the Binance NFT sale, how then, let's say, the awareness of Kryptomon got a very big boost. I mean, our marketing team just also the PR started taking over and talking about it. Also, our partners wanted to talk with us, and this is actually had a. So that is the sweet part. At the end of the day, we got a very big boost. How that changed? Is that really like we got a very big boost? No.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing, even the support from the Binance NFT community. But obviously, our community comes first. There are people supporting us ever since, June, getting the first airdrop of eggs in the
Yeah.
referral marketing campaign. And we do want our community as happy as possible, even new members and old members at the same time. And we're trying to do whatever we can to support both while also increasing awareness to Kryptomon in the entire cryptoverse, because obviously there are a lot of competitors within the play to earn arena, and ideally we want to go for the maximum exposure, so people from other games will be surrounded by Kryptomon and see the project and join our community as well. So this is, as we said, it's bittersweet because we didn't get the exposure we wanted to our community in terms of them buying eggs, but we got the exposure we wanted in terms of the entire cryptoverse. And I think this will benefit our community for the long run as well.
Yeah, I mean, you can. How are we going to battle if we don't have enough people playing the game? How are we going to be able to sell the eggs? How are you going to be able to sell your eggs when you breed them? So it's always good to have more people join the community. Like the more trainers out there, the more people you're going to be able to breed with. And also, this is very important because breeding with other people is something that is covered in the white paper. But we'll talk about that later. Not as important. A couple of comments that have been made in the few chats that I can see already. The person that I don't like the most is Knots1111 because he thinks Amit is more handsome than I am. But I can totally
That's
see
not
where
true.
this is going.
Sorry,
because
that's not true.
he's just announced the new mystery box sales and Carter doesn't. Unfair.
That's not true. That's yours, man. That's yours.
But yeah, so like a couple of questions that have already been asked, typical questions that we already expected. Do we want to talk about them now or do we want to make them wait? Amit, what do you think? So we've got a couple of questions like how are you going to whitelist those addresses? Or will it be in BUSD, BNB? What generation of the Kryptomons will be in this mystery sale boxes, in this mystery sale? Yeah, take it away. I mean, if you don't feel like answering those, we can hold off for a minute. We can still hold off.
So first of all, ideally, in terms of the sale itself, it's also dependent upon our partner, if it will be internal or external. Ideally, we want to go for a K-Mon buy, but if this won't be an option, then we go to other options like BUSD or BNB. But yeah, obviously our goal is for every transaction within the Kryptomon verse to happen with K-Mon, either if it's loot boxes, even if it's power-ups, everything you actually do within the space will be used with K-Mon as its currency. So we're going to that place. Obviously with Binance NFT, that wasn't an option, but in the future, the hope is that every transaction you make within the Kryptomon's verse will be with K-Mon. In terms of the eggs, I promise that you won't be disappointed.
As always. But
yeah, as always, we're doing our best for you
let's
to
say
always
this.
be happy with what you produce.
So the fact is that I'm the spoiler person, and I've considered Amit to give one spoiler. So guys, sorry, Amit just exhaust his spoiler for today. So you're not gonna get anyone else from him because that's my role. I mean, Carter is the handsome person here. He's bringing. People are watching this live just to see Carter or listening my spoiler. And so me and Carter decided to share a little bit of his handsomeness, my spoilers with Amit, but that's it. It's over.
I mean, he's done, right? I mean, you might as well just log off. Like,
yeah. I'm closing the camera now.
All right, just turn it off. Speaking of which, for now, I think let's pause on all of the questions on the future mystery box sales. Like we'll come back to you guys with more information in the future as we usually do. But just in the interest of time, we've still got a lot to cover today. So quickly moving on. That wasn't only the big piece of news to drop this week, was it?
Oops.
Oops. So with Gate.io being the first centralized exchange in which Kryptomon, will be listed, this is obviously a huge step forward, a huge deal for Kryptomon. So Umberto, Amit, Umberto, we can spoil future stuff in a bit. Amit, how do you see this listing, benefiting Kryptomon, and not just Kryptomon, but everybody in the community as well?
So first of all, I'm super happy about this partnership. I think that we over the past few months we've gotten a lot of offers from different exchanges. Usually lower tiered exchanges, those who offer you to get listed on them are usually the ones that you don't want to get listed on them. We got multiple offers, but we believed, and we still believe, that every partner we choose to partner with actually impacts our brand with their brand recognition, and vice versa. So basically, if we choose a partner, it needs to be a very steady one, a partner that its community appreciates him, and basically it empowers our brand when we're connected to them. So and for that reason, we held off a central exchange for a long time. But now Gate.io is coming, a great partner, one of the top, I think it's like ranked 6 today in terms of its volume and its value. And this is what we're going for. We're not looking for lower tier central exchanges to just show some sort of central exchange presence. We're going for top tier. And I can say, it's not really a spoiler, but I can say that Gate.io for us is a great step, but it's not the only one. We're gonna keep working on collaborations with central exchanges and more listings to come. And this is for us the first step in the central exchange process, because we can't stay on PancakeSwap forever. It's not as convenient to all the users. And also because we talked about this metric of user exposure and awareness, we can't always do it only through Pancake. So the more exchanges that we're listed on, the more awareness we get to Kryptomon, and the value of Kryptomon grows.
Yeah, it's quite similar, except indeed as the strategy we use also now that the eggs and the Kryptomon are listed on several NFTs marketplace. That's still the point. Increasing the touch points and touching different communities and increasing the touch point for the people to get to know better the Kryptomon concept. But then I will take it over here to make it a spoiler then, because I need one. I have the feeling I really need, because otherwise, guys, I can't leave. I need to leave on spoilers. No, but
we hold him in for about 13 minutes. Like, it's been 13 minutes. He's like, I'm done. I need to spoil something.
No. So as everybody knows, everything that Amit just said. I mean, for us, Gate.io is a great start because it's the first checks that we're going to kick off, and of course, we're not starting from low tier, but we're gonna already starting from someone that is already quite big in the space. But it's not only of that, because there's also one other important piece of that connect the puzzle, as indeed that by listing on Gate.io, we actually finally giving a very big boost to the famous and so awaited Simplex integration, because indeed, as we were saying, guys, if you remember, was one of the first one AMA when we had Ari from Simplex that we talked about it. So as you know, we were working with Simplex, but kind of the bottlenecks for us was, okay, we need to be listed on one of their partners, and also together with their help, we worked and we're gonna get listed on Gate.io, and this will finally enable us to remove the last bottlenecks that prevent us to enable the Simplex integration. So the spoiler is that the actual Simplex integration that is planned for December, it actually was planned by end of December, it might end up and drop sooner than expected. So we are planning to indeed bring this, as you know, together with the first release of the game, which is going to be at the end of this month. Future date will come. There also is going to be the marketplace, and through the Kryptomon marketplace, players will be capable to buy the items, the loot boxes, everything they need to keep sustaining or to boosting better the Kryptomon. And there we're going to have Simplex integrated. Maybe not straight from the beginning, maybe a little bit, a week afterwards, But very sooner, people also through this can be capable to buy loot box, everything with a credit card. And this again goes in the direction of our main mission, which we always said we are aiming for the 2 billion market and 2 billion gamers out there. And so I'm very happy about it. I mean, when Amit told me, look, I have a good news for you because I'm dealing with the product, and I said, yes, finally. So that's also another good point of and why also for us Gate was probably one of the best choice to start with, because it's kind of eating two birds with one stone, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, now with the simplex integration, just consider all the different things that you can do. I mean, you could buy power-ups for your friends. You could buy a Kryptomon and just give it directly to a friend. You could buy it for yourself, yeah, sure, but what faster way to get a friend or somebody like from your family interested in the game than just buying them their first Kryptomon and letting them give it a go. So yeah, the simplex integration, I think, is going to be a huge step forward. I'm personally very excited about it, not just because of the integration, but because I also finally get my debit card or credit card or some card. I just want one with Gaia on it. I'm just waiting for this to happen. Ari, if you're watching, I still have that video where you said you're going to get me one, so I'm watching you. But yeah, so we've dropped a lot of I mean, this is all information that you guys already know. The Binance NFT, the Gate.io listing. Umberto's spoiled a little bit for you already, but the biggest bit is probably still to come, which is most likely going to take us the rest of the session to discuss. So,
which is the biggest spoiler. I think this is the biggest spoiler of everything, actually.
I know. So before we jump into all of that, Amit, Umberto, is there anything else that you guys want to talk about before we spend the next half an hour discussing this one last big thing?
No, I'm fine. I just want to go into that one. I don't know, Amit.
I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy for the discussion that is coming. So I'm just like, I don't want to delay it any longer.
All right. We've got a couple of questions on the chat already, but they are related to the spoilers in some way. So I'm not gonna finish it for now. Umberto, why don't you kick us off with the last bit then?
Okay, I'm gonna let me do quite of an introduction then. So guys, the biggest news that is everybody was waiting for it. It was kind of, I think, a month already. That everyone was waiting for the update and the new white paper, the famous WhitePaper 2.0. Everybody was waiting for it, and to be honest, me and Carter totally underestimated the job and the work and the workload to bring the WhitePaper 2.0 back to life. And the reason why is, well, there is
no shit. Oh shit, but yes.
So every time I say to Carter, hey, we might change something, on the white paper, Carter came back to me and it kind of started calling me and said, I'm gonna kill you now. But having said that, no, it has been a huge amount of work, and the reason why is because this is another point that we always said. Kryptomon, we have built and we are building the Kryptomon game to be a real game. And the real game is quite complex. I mean, now that also Carter did an amazing job, building everything about the new white paper. We are talking about 32 pages of white paper, which are going to grow because there is already new content that will come up, Carter, just for you to know. And this is happening because the game is really a big one. And we, let's say that the mission and the philosophy that we use when building and designing the Kryptomon game was Kryptomon should be a nice and funny and engaging game to play, even without the play to earn. So we don't want, the thing is, and this is our mission, is that at the end of the day, as Amit was saying, there is a lot of, play to earn. It became kind of a hot topic, a lot of new projects jumping on board. And if you go and look, for us, the main aspect of most of the project, the play to earn, is indeed the play to earn. In our case, that we are really aiming for, the gamers community and the 2 billion market and so on, the real idea was, no, first, we need to build a very good game. And then the play to earn will be the cherry on the top of the cake, but it's not going to be the cake. And so the new white paper exactly tells you everything that we have for now, because more has to come. There is still, it's going to be a living document, I will say. And it's going to be, I'm really looking forward to listen all of the feedbacks and the impressions of the community, and we will break down everything. It's going to show us a lot of changes that has been done from the previous one. So if you remember the previous white paper, that was more kind of a mission statement, kind of a vision kind of things. Now the new white paper is really talking about the different mechanics, how did it work. Of course, not super in detail, but that it will come afterwards. We will deploy the academy where we're going to show up the math behind, so more detailed content. Otherwise, it would be like a Lord of the Rings book kind of things. So the first things I would say, in any case, is a very big shout out to Carter. Man, you did an amazing job to take everything, all the content, all the document that me and the game studio have prepared and putting them down. I've read that white paper so many times, and it's really an amazing job. So really, thank you very much for your effort. I mean, you didn't live and sleep for the last 2 weeks, so now you can rest, Carter, until Monday.
Guys,
Now you can eat your
I haven't
candies,
shaved.
Carter.
Sorry, I mean, what do you say?
Now you can eat your candies, Carter.
I know. I have been running out of candies, so Umberto does need to buy me more. But yeah, just a couple of comments on my end, I guess. I haven't shaved, as you guys can see. I haven't cut my hair, as you guys can see. So the last couple of days, last couple of weeks, 2 weeks has just really been living and breathing that white paper. And when Umberto says there are 32 pages in the white paper, what he means is that there are like hundreds of Excels, and then eventually we managed to cut out all of the math, shorten it down to 32 pages, where it's meant to be sort of, when a gamer comes across the white paper, he picks it up, he's like, damn, I really want to play this game. That's the point of the white paper. That's the kind of thing we want to show, all of these things that we're thinking about. The exact math of how your attack parameter or your constitution genetic parameter is going to affect your physical attack, is going to affect your HP. Look, none of that is in the white paper. So all of you min-maxers out there, it's not in there. I can tell you that much. All of that information, like Umberto said, is going to be, when after I get some sleep, is going to be eventually updated on the academy. But yeah, I hope you guys really, really enjoy it. I hope you guys take a look. And like Umberto said, right, we've looked at it so many times that at this point we're just blurred to the whole thing already. We need some fresh eyes on it. We're really excited to see what you guys think about the whole idea. And there are a lot of concepts in there that personally, I as a gamer, like I started with Final Fantasy back in the day. I have played every MMORPG. I've played MapleStory. Wow, you name it. I've played all of them. But there are some concepts that are being come up with Kryptomon that I've never personally seen. So really, really excited. And I think we're going to spend some time going through a couple of the different interesting, facets of the white paper, just so that we already know that you guys are going to be really, really interested in.
Yeah. Just to add a comment before jumping in, is indeed when you're going to go through the white paper that first of all is actually live right now for our new website, because this is the other big announcement. We have a new website, totally redesigned. Kudos to Maurice and the entire design team and creative team for an amazing job. You can go there, new website, check it through, and there's the new white paper. So you can go there and reading it after this AMA and jump on the Telegram, on the Discord, on all our communities, and then share your feedback, your thoughts. Because what we now I really want to see is people speculating, on how the different things. So I have this one, I have that one, and so on.
Different methods, right?
Exactly. There are a couple of points that it's important to just one note regarding the white paper. As you're going to see, when you're going to go through it, you will see that the Veers part is going to be really how can I say, detailed, especially the one about the Tamaguchi, because that's one is where we are very, very getting closer now. I mean, we are almost at the release of the game. While for those which are talking about the battles, tournaments, there is still, we're introducing them, how they're going to work, but they're not going to be as much as details for the Tamagotchi, because at the end of the day, Tamagotchi is going to happen now. And there is actually one reason why, I think it also, Carter, this is also mentioned very well in the white paper, why the Tamagotchi is happening and coming before the battles and everything else. And the reason why the Tamagotchi functionality really taking care of your Kryptomon even before, because first of all, is a kid, so it cannot battle. That's how it works. But second one, it's really now from now on, from the Tamagotchi release till the actual breeding and battle mechanics. Now the players have defined the time to really take care of their living creature, to really and kind of increase their value, so to say. You know, you have kind of 2 months of preparation before the battle will start. And so for us, the Tamagotchi was indeed very crucial to release the Tamagotchi first, because at the end of the day, the battle is really dependent of what do you do in the Tamagotchi functionality. If you do a very good job in the Tamagotchi, you can, you know, increase your attack. You can create you can have a Kryptomon which is going to be a tank. So you can start already in the Tamagotchi while playing, while taking care of your monster. You can really start playing your own strategy for when the tournaments will come up, when the PvE and PvP will come. So the Tamagotchi is really at the core in the entire game design in the game economy, and this is also the reason why we do deliver it. So it might be that, oh, we don't have any battles, but trust me, that if and you're gonna read it through the white paper, Tamagotchi probably is the core. On top, all the rest of the game is it has been built.
Surprise!
Surprise!
Surprise! The website, new website is updated.
Website surprise, white paper surprise.
Woohoo! But yeah, please don't just immediately just like mute or close this AMA and run off to read the white paper. You can do that slightly afterwards. But yeah, the Tamagotchi features are a very, very exciting part, I personally think, because like Umberto said, right, they form the core of the game. Like you can't battle without them. Somebody who has spent any time at all taking care of their Kryptomon, we've built it in such a way that somebody who spent time taking care of their Kryptomon will absolutely steamroll you in battle, regardless of whether you've got the strongest Kryptomon in the world. If you don't train it, if you don't take care of it, this is where boosted parameters come into play. Again, there's so much information that I could spend the next 2 hours talking about it to you guys, but I won't. Please feel free to go read up about it. But the Tamagotchi features, then feed into a boosted parameters, which then affect training, which then affect battling, which then affects so many different parts of the entire game. So yeah, I'm really, really excited in the fact that how it really emulates the fact that your Kryptomon is a living NFT. It is a living pet. It has its own likes. It has its own dislikes. And you're not going to know what they are. You're going to have to go figure them out for yourself, which is exactly what you would have to do with a real pet, right? And how well you do that will then affect how well you do in battle. Because, if you try to feed your pet broccoli when it hates broccoli, it's not going to like you very much for it. And when you tell it to do something, it's not going to want to do it because it doesn't like you. That's exactly what we're trying to get with Kryptomon. And I think that's exactly what we've managed to do. So yeah, super, super excited. There's a bunch of other stuff that we could go into as well. But just to finish up the Tamagotchi features, Umberto, was there anything else that you wanted to say on this topic?
Yeah, actually, there is one point that it's popped out of my mind that is indeed about DNA 2.0 also, which is right now, if I'm not wrong, as Carter said, we have worked and read that white paper that I really don't remember now anymore what is inside. We didn't actually mention yet the resampling in the white paper, correct? It isn't there yet.
No, it's not. Yeah.
So when you're gonna go, this is just an heads up, so to say. When you will go to and you go through the reading the new genome and the new parameters and how everything is going to be used inside of the game, especially because of the Tamagotchi and afterwards of the battle, just remember, just to say, relax, because for example, everything it will be rebalanced through the genome resampling. So right now, the game has been built on top of the new DNA, the new version of DNA, which at the end of the day, it's the same DNA, but the objective and the scope of some parameters actually is changed. And so to make an example, just a spoiler in the thing, craziness, it became from a negative, if you think about it, remember the craziness was a negative effect. It turns out to be a positive one. And so, but for example, people will say, but I got an egg for low craziness, and now it turns out that it's not because I thought it was positive, and now it's a negative. How can I make it? Well, the entire rebalance that we're gonna do will actually make sure that if you have your Krypton with a specific good parameter, such as in the previous DNA, low craziness, in the previous design, low craziness was good. When it's gonna be the resampling, you will get, technically speaking, a higher craziness, because in that case you will still have the benefits of the craziness. So just to say, don't worry. You might see that, for example, your current DNA doesn't fit. You're not gonna be super happy about how your current DNA looks like with the new mechanics and the new white paper. But don't worry, because the genome resampler will keep everything balanced. So if, as I said, if you invested on a Kryptomon because of has low craziness, because that was positive, when the Kryptomon DNA will be resampled, you will find your Kryptomon with high craziness because still is positive. So this is actually something also that is really important for us to make sure. We are working very hard, also with some member of the community that are helping us. So very kudos to all of them that are helping us to retesting and redoing the balances. So we are also doing this job together with some members of the community in order to make sure that we don't leave anything behind. And as soon as it's closed, and I think we have really closed it, I think we're going to close the new formulas and resampling mid next week, maybe. We want to drop it and we want to share with you all how the resampling and the DNA 2.0 of your own Kryptomon will looks like.
It's going to be huge, guys. Like I've taken a look at the math. I've taken a look at the logic behind it. And I guess the only point that I really wanted to stress, and Umberto has already mentioned this, but don't worry about how the DNA is going to change. Like if you've invested money or if you currently own a really strong Kryptomon, it will still stay very, very strong, still stay very, very competitive within the entire scene. And a lot of thought, a lot of logic, a lot of back and forth, a lot of back and forth. Again, shout out to everybody who's been working on it, the members from the community as well. But yeah, a lot of thought has been put into it. And I'm personally very, very excited to see how all of this turns out. And I'm sure everybody else will be as well. But yeah, so for example, craziness used to be a really, really bad thing. Now could be a good thing. There are a lot of interesting parameters or a lot of interesting features that have been also introduced in order to fill the gaps with all of the other genetic parameters as well. My personal favorite, for example, is the bravery genetic parameter. This is something that I've never seen before in any game that I've personally played. Maybe I've missed something, but yeah, just to quickly give you guys an idea of the kind of things that how we're trying to innovate in this game. Bravery, it used to be the fact that, well, I can't even remember. I don't even remember if bravery was supposed to be good or bad, but in the new version, with the version that we're supposed to be going with now, both a high bravery and a low bravery are just as good for your Kryptomon because you have no idea who your opponent is. And the concept is this. A Kryptomon that has a very, very high bravery score is going to receive a boost to its attack power and its physical attack and elemental attack power when fighting against a Kryptomon that is stronger than it, which kind of makes sense. Whereas a Kryptomon with a low bravery score, so a very cowardly Kryptomon, is actually going to receive a boost, so a stronger physical attack and elemental attack when it's fighting against a Kryptomon that is weaker compared to it. So regardless of whether you have a high bravery score or low bravery score, it still helps and maybe does not help so much when it comes to fighting. You have no idea who your opponent is going to be. You have no idea what levels they are. It's just an additional element of strategy that when you start fighting, you're going to have to think on your feet. It's not going to be a click and mash kind of game. There's going to be a lot of strategy. I could go in for ages. Let's not even start talking about EST. Let's not even start talking about the main families and secondary families and all of the elemental spells. That's so much. There's 32 pages of white paper. Enjoy it, guys. Read it. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, that's really something that I wanted to cover on this on this session as well. Whew. Okay, I'm happy now. I got to talk about a lot about the white paper. Let me go through some of the questions that you guys have been asking.
Yeah.
I saw previously as well that somebody mentioned that the leaderboard will largely be dominated by generations, and that's not the case. And this is probably not mentioned in the white paper, but it was previously mentioned in quite a few of our Medium articles as well. But the generation of a Kryptomon does not determine its battle strength. Its battle strength is determined solely by its genetic parameters, its levels, how well you train it, how well you take care of it. A Generation 0 Kryptomon is likely going to be steamrolled by any other Kryptomon, especially if it's Gaia. Gaia is my Kryptomon, Generation 0. It has like 40 attack. So yeah.
But even after the rebalance, you get 40 attack.
Or even after the rebalance, it's still going to be pretty bad. Like I've done the math, I've done the logic. It's still going to be pretty weak. So yeah, don't worry. It doesn't matter if you have a Generation 9 Kryptomon or a Generation 1 Kryptomon. If you train it, if you take care of it, if you do the research required, like for example, figuring out what Kryptomons your opponent is going to bring to the table, what kind of attacks do they normally do, what levels they have they focused on defense, have they focused on constitution, etc., etc. You have every chance of absolutely destroying a Generation 0 or Generation 1 Kryptomon. So no worries about that. Any other questions? Let's see. My 100 crazy egg becomes 0. Well, not 0, but it's going to be rebalanced somewhat. Any other questions, Umberto, that you've been able to see so far while I've just been like spewing out a bunch of
Well, yeah, I see, for example, one that said, this has been repetitive question already and hasn't been answered properly since everybody keeps saying how much Kryptomons are needed to participate in battles, since not that much of us holds a lot of X. The answer is 1. So to actually start playing in the battle, you just need to play the game. You just need 1 Kryptomon. Of course, if you have 2, 3, 4, 5, you can have like a bigger roster of opportunity. But also the battle mechanics is meant in a way that you can battle with 1 or with 3 Kryptomons. But even if you just have 1 Kryptomon, you can start playing the game with no problem.
Yeah.
So
and I think
the answer is simple: 1.
1. There was also a previous question from somebody. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. It was quite a while ago now. But you were saying how feasible or how likely it is to be able to take care of 20 different Kryptomons at once. First, congratulations for having 20 different Kryptomons. That's huge. But you will still receive loot boxes for free. You'll still be able to take care of them up to a certain point. And it's in the white paper. Just scroll all the way down to the loot box session and you will find it there. Yeah, okay. I don't want to spoil any more of it already because otherwise I'll just be throwing all of the information here. For example, my pet is too lazy. They don't want to fight or obey my rules. Will my pet be slower to improve than others? Well, Thomas,
good for you.
Surprisingly enough, several genetic parameters after some long discussions and long rebalancing with the game studio, we've decided to temporarily retire certain genetic parameters, and that was because their original function was already being in the new version was already being satisfied by another genetic parameter. Laziness is one of them. So anybody who has like 100 laziness Kryptomon, you should be very, very happy right now because that doesn't matter anymore. Yeah. But yeah, let's see. When did I last sleep? Clifford, I don't know. But I will be sleeping right after this. Yeah, okay. I don't see any other particular. What effect does speed have in battle? It will determine the move turn order. So how do you attack before? Do you have the first attack or do you attack second?
As well as also it's going to having an impact on the breeding. So the faster your Kryptomon, because it's like a shot. The faster the Kryptomon the lower it will be the cooldown between readings.
I didn't say that. Yeah, okay.
I think everyone got the
reference. Yeah,
got the
I think
reference.
everybody got the reference. Okay. I think everybody is probably more excited about reading the white paper and actually checking out the new website than actually listen to us, prattle on about how cool it is. So yeah, I think this is probably where we might end things off, unless Amit, Umberto, you guys have anything else to add?
Amit, anything from your side?
No, I think I'll keep all the spoilers for the next founders talk, so you'll have a reason to invite me again.
No, and well, from my side, I just want to again one more time saying thank you very much for, first of all, to the team. I mean, for the amazing jobs they're doing, guys. There is a lot of, starting from the moderators of all the different communities you've seen right now. We have communities, localized communities. So we have communities in Italy, communities in Japan, in China, Persian. We have communities kind of almost in every different language. I don't know how many communities we have right now. I think in Telegram is for like 10, 11, 12, something like that. Maybe less, but and thank you very much, everyone, for your amazing job. You're doing great, and this is really meant a lot for us, and and also for me. When I actually had the idea of Kryptomon, that was me, and I said, "Oh, what if I'm gonna do this?" And then it turns out to be a cool thing. So, and it wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for the core team, for the extended team, and also from the community itself, because I think it also, Carter, this is something that we saw when sharing, let's say, in advance the white paper to some members of our community, how much they do really kind of care, they didn't sleep and they went through all the single commas in the white paper and say, hey, I should improve it this, and then we started discussing. I mean, we felt like we had a really an extended team, and that's incredible. That's incredible, and I think it really shows that everything that right now, at least for now, that we're doing for now, we're doing good. And so thank you very much, everyone, as always. And last but not least, super excited again to listen your thoughts on the new white paper. There is a huge amount of job behind, so please don't blast it. Please be good. No, but having said that, thank you very much. Looking forward to listen your feedback, to read overview, and yeah, that's and see you on the next Founders Talk, I would say, and of course in the chat, and of course when I have the spoiler. I have the spoiler.
Oh no, here we go again. Okay.
No, I want the community to really be on fire today. And I want,
let's go.
Guys, this is something.
Okay.
There is a joke, that we or I'm the spoiler guy, and we talked about Kryptomon candies and so on. But actually, before starting this live, together with Amit and Carter, we were discussing about one thing.
If this actually happens, I will be so happy.
So as you all know, we want to work, and we're gonna start as soon as the Tamagotchi is released. Spoiler: we're going to start actually really working on the also Kryptomon merchandise in order to let's say build and show the Kryptomon love and the Kryptomon community. I would love to see two people meeting each other in real life with a Kryptomon t-shirt and say, "Yeah, you are a Kryptomon trainer. Yes, you too." That would be great. But we actually also thinking to create a t-shirt with Handsome Carter on it. So we want to I really would love to have a Handsome Carter t-shirt. So guys, if you really also want to have a Handsome Carter t-shirt, just go on Telegram and drop your Handsome Carter love, because that would be great. I mean, I would love to see a lot of people going around the world with Handsome Carter wrote on top of the t-shirt. Then I'm gonna shut this down.
I have thought about this for a very, very long time, and at first I didn't know how I felt about that, but then I thought it would be really, really cool. So yeah, Definitely buy the t-shirt and then definitely make sure you snap a selfie of it and then upload it to like Twitter, tag me. I'll be very, very happy. But just one last thing that we forgot to mention was just a quick introduction or a quick spoiler of what might come in the future as well. Yes, Shaved Carter is definitely going to be part of it as well. We are also
we're gonna have a shaved Carter and a non-shaved Carter shirt. We'll
Yeah,
have two
exactly.
options in the merchandise.
two options, and then you guys can
Before white paper, after white paper, you know, you can make a
Exactly.
comparison.
Like no sleep, bags under his eyes,
Yeah.
that kind of Carter, yeah.
I'm just gonna be a meme now. But yeah, like Umberto mentioned, and just to bounce off this fact as well, the people who have been helping from the community who have been helping with, you know, just like looking through the white paper, giving their thoughts. You guys have been a huge help. It has been hugely helpful to work with you guys. And we were considering potentially bringing you guys on, maybe one of you guys, maybe two, into a future founders talks, just to get your thoughts on the matter, just to have you guys discuss with us. Maybe you've spoken to other people in the community, and you can bring some of their thoughts on their session as well. So yeah, now I've realized that Handsome Carter shirts are going to be a thing. I'm going to say that you're not allowed unless you're wearing a Handsome Carter shirt. That's going to be a new rule. I think that's going to be a new rule. So if you want to be in this session, you've got to buy a shirt. But yeah, I think
we can call it a day. I can finally have lunch, even though it's 3 p.m., but I can finally have lunch. One thanks. Well, I will say a shout out to the Philippine community. I mean, we have just a shout out to him, but actually a shout out to all of the community, guys. We love you. Thank you very much for your support. And as always, see you on the Discord, on Telegram, on the communities, to chat together and to listen from you. Go get your white paper and give us the feedbacks. Have a great day, guys. Bye.
Great day.